Now, coming to the syllabus, like I've already told you, we have a preliminary examination, then we have a main examination. For preliminary examination, we are having General Studies 1 and General Studies 2. So what is the other name of General Studies 2? Can anybody tell me? CSAT. CSAT means Civil Services Aptitude Test. That is CSAT. Okay, General Studies 1 is completely about general knowledge subject. Now, coming to the prelims exam syllabus, that is 200 marks, paper 1. We are going to talk about what is paper 1. No need to write it now. I will be sharing this document with you so that you can understand it. Okay, no need to write it down. Just listen to this. Try to read this syllabus every day so that you will understand it. Okay. Now, what are the things which are covered in prelims exam? Because prelims exam syllabus, no, it is vague. It is not. It is incomplete. Incomplete in the sense they are giving you a broad statement. You won't be able to pick the specifics from this. So that is why better than this, if you understand mains syllabus better, then it will be easy for you to understand the important things needed for the examination. So current events of national and international importance. Can you specifically say something on this? What they are actually mentioning about? Current events of national and international importance. Anything can be covered in this. They are not going into the specifics of that. Now, history of India and Indian national movement. When you say history of India, that is a broad statement, because whatever I've told you now, that is ancient history, medieval history, modern history, everything will come there. The whole national movement will come there. They are not simply saying what is the relevant topic here, because that is why I'm telling you the prelim syllabus is a very broad syllabus, broad area. Then Indian and world geography, especially physical geography, social geography, economic geography of India and the world. Okay, that is also broad. So one thing you need to understand, current affairs is coming first, history is coming second, history of India and world, history of India, then Indian and world geography is coming third, then Indian polity and governance, especially constitution, political system, panchayati raj, public policy, rights issues, and etc. So etc. means there are many other things also, right? Then economic and social development, which includes sustainable development. It talks about poverty, it talks about inclusion, it talks about demography, it talks about social sector initiatives, etc. Okay. Then general issues on environmental and ecology, biodiversity, climate change that do not require subject specialization. So clearly they are mentioning here that do not require subject specialization. Okay, just try to understand about what are the environmental problems and what is the reason for these environmental problems. And if you can come up with some solution for this, absolutely fine. What is a biodiversity? If you understand what is a biodiversity, then you will have your own points regarding that, no? Like how to save biodiversity. What are the different biodiversity hotspots in our country? What are the biosphere reserves in our country? So all these things are important. So just try to be ready to learn these things. That's it. You don't need to be an expert in this, subject expert. Then comes general science also. General science, which includes the science and technology that I was saying. What are the important events that are happening, scientific events that are happening in our present circumstances, and also the class 6 to class 10 NCERT basic science is also necessary. But usually in examination, they won't go into that much details of this general science. Maximum you can expect 2 to 3 questions only. We are having 100 questions, and out of that 2 to 3 questions only be there. And please understand one thing, you are having 100 questions in prelims examination, and out of that most probably the cutoff will be like 90 or 100. Okay, 90 or 100. So which means how many questions you need to attend, or you need to make it right. If it is 100, how many questions you need to clear? If you're having 100 questions in an examination, the marks for each question is 2 marks, because that means 200 marks total. 100 questions will be there. Most probably the cutoff will be 100 marks. Okay, most probably 100 and below 100 only. So how many questions you should make it clear? How many questions should be right?
50
questions. So which means you have the luxury of actually skipping another 50 questions, leaving another 50 questions. You got it, no? So that doesn't mean that you should attend only 50 questions, but at least you have the luxury to maybe to skip some of the areas which you are not confident enough. Maybe 2 or 3 questions you will be able to skip. Maybe you maximum you can attempt 80 questions or 85 questions. Or there are people who attend 60 questions or 70 questions because they know the accuracy. They know that, okay, whatever questions I have attended, that is correct. If you have that accuracy, then you can attend minimum number of questions based on the cutoff. Like 60 questions, if you attend, you will get 120 marks. But if you're confused about something, then you may have to attend some more questions. Based on your guesswork, you may have to attend some more questions also. So what I'm going to tell you is, you don't need to get 80% mark and all. Maximum 50% mark is more than enough for you to clear this examination. So these are the important topics for the syllabus of prelims examination, which is vague, okay, which is confusing, which is broad. Okay, because they are not going to tell you about the specific aspects of the examination. Now, general studies 2 syllabus is this. Comprehension will come there. Interpersonal skills, communication skills, they will check there. Logical reasoning and analytical ability will check there. Decision making and problem solving, general mental ability, and basic numeracy. And basic numeracy and all these things will be till 10 standard NCERT only. Okay, not more than that. Till 10 standard NCERT max only they are going to ask. Then the comprehension, like if you are reading newspaper every day, you will have that skill to comprehend things and understand the answers. So this is the prelim syllabus. Clear? 2 hours only. Now coming to the main questions, the main examination. Okay. So this is the first paper, General Studies 1. So yesterday we have already told you, General Studies 1 includes Indian heritage and culture, history, geography of the world, and society. So all these, like, it includes culture, it includes art and culture, it includes history, it includes geography, it includes society. So almost around 4 important subjects are covered in General Studies 1. Okay. And here it is little more specific. They are going into the details of it. They are little more specific. Let's see what are those. Okay. So if you look here, you can see that this part no, they are actually talking about the history and society till here. Okay. Then this part, the salient features of Indian society onwards till social empowerment, communalism, regionalism, etc. They're talking about the society and things like that. Okay. And this part, they are mainly dealing with the geography concept. Okay. Which means Indian culture includes art forms, literature, architecture from ancient to modern times. Modern Indian history is another one, which actually talks about from the middle of 18th century until present, and what are the significant events, what are the significant personalities and various issues. Then freedom struggle, India's freedom struggle will be coming there. Entirely you need to have an idea about the Indian freedom struggle. So please don't worry, that's a story. If history is a story, if you are happy to listen to stories, then you will be able to study history easily. Okay. Then post-independence consolidation. That means after the independence, how was India evolved? How India evolved? What were the important policies of Indian government? All those points will be coming in the post-independence consolidation. Then coming to the world history. So in the world history, they talk about national boundaries, world wars, industrial revolution. They talk about colonization, decolonization. They talk about different ideologies like communism, capitalism, socialism, etc. Then how they have actually impacted the society. Okay, so these are all the things which are happening in the world. Then the features of Indian society and diversity in India. We always say that we unity in diversity. We are a diverse country. So what is that diversity? We should have an idea. We are diverse in our ideologies. We are diverse in our religious beliefs. We are diverse in our dressing style. We are diverse in our languages. We are diverse in our food habits. So, everywhere we are having diversity. So you will understand those things from here. The role of women and women participation, a very important area. Okay, because UPSC asks many questions in prelims and mains from this area, the role of women and women organization. Then globalization, because we are living in a globalized era. Okay, and what is the effects of globalization in our society? You will be having an idea. Then social empowerment, communalism in the society, regionalism, secularism, all these points are really important. So how, because there is something called as society and there is something called a social life in our country, no? And in our social stratification, if you look at, not everybody is same. Okay, so there are differences, there is diversity, there is discrimination. So how do you address these things? And how can you uplift the life of a downtrodden person? How can you uplift the life of a person who is financially backward? So what are the policies government can come up with? All those points will be discussed in these areas. Then coming to the geography part. Okay, salient features of the world geography, very important, no? World geography. So you should start from all the continents. First, geography. You should have an atlas with you. How many of you have an atlas or map at home? World map, India map, globe, whatever it is. So the best thing is have an atlas with you. Atlas. Okay, you can buy an atlas. Oxford Atlas is available. Buy an atlas so that you will get the clarity regarding the location, the geography. You will get a clarity. And the importance of atlas is like they have thematic maps also. Thematic maps with the rainfall pattern, mountains, okay, and then resources, mineral resources. Based on that, only maps will be given. Then political map will be there, physical, geographical map will be there, so that you will understand the location very clearly. Okay, the deserts you will be able to understand, the rivers you will be able to understand, which are the rivers actually cross different countries. You will be able to understand. Okay. So those points you will be able to understand from geography. So please have an atlas with you. Then key natural resources in the world. Then they also talk about certain phenomena, geographical phenomena, geophysical phenomena like earthquake, tsunami, volcanic activity, cyclone, etc. Okay, and water bodies, ice caps. Then flora and fauna, the plant and the animal resources in our country. All things are actually covered in General Studies paper 1. So I'm not going into the details of it. That we will discuss. Definitely we will discuss, but in the when you are going forward, we will discuss about it. Now I'm going to the second part. That is General Studies 2. General Studies 2, they are mainly dealing with governance, constitution, polity, social justice, and international relations. What are they? Governance, constitution, polity, social justice, and international relations. So which means administration matters they will cover here. Constitution details, provisions, articles, everything will be covered here. Okay, what is a parliament, what is a government, what is a legislature, all those things will be covered here. Then what are the important bodies, judicial bodies or the statutory bodies or the constitutional bodies, etc. will be covered here. Union Public Service Commission is a constitutional body because it is mentioned in the constitution. So all those aspects of the other bodies, Finance Commission is a constitutional body, Attorney General is a constitutional body. Then so many other constitutional bodies we will be able to see in this area only, this paper only. Okay, now coming to the international affairs also. So what are the important things that are happening in the international affairs? Like our bilateral relations with other countries, international organizations. Okay, how our global groupings. So United Nations Organization you heard about, no? SARC you have heard about, right? BRICS you have heard about, right? So all these things we will study because all these are actually connected with our country. These are actually taking a very crucial decision in the world also. It is needed for the better world affairs. Okay. Now, then the welfare schemes. So this part, please look here. The welfare schemes for vulnerable sections. Okay, because we are a country which is actually rooted in the welfare of the people. So we should be able to take care of the welfare of the people in our country. That is why we are having various welfare schemes. And every budget you can see that the minister will be announcing a welfare scheme. And we will study about those welfare schemes also. Okay. And it is not like all these things together we are going to study. No, it will take time. We have time. Enough time we have. But the only thing is you need to have that momentum, you need to have that consistency. If you have that, we will be able to finish it in a very faster. Okay, so I'm just leaving it here now. Then India and its neighborhood relations, that is India's relation with Pakistan, how is it? The history of that and what is the present condition. India's relation with Bangladesh, history of that, what is the present condition. What are the problems, what are the benefits? All those points we will understand here. Then comes the General Studies 3. General Studies 3 is talking about the technology, mainly the science and technology, economic development, biodiversity, security and disaster management. Okay, so here what all things will come? The various science and technology innovations in our country will be discussed here. The economic development and the economic policies in our country, that is the government budgeting, what is inclusive growth, what is agriculture, what are the various major cropping patterns in our country. Okay, what is subsidy, what is a minimum support price, what are the problems of farmers, those points, what is an irrigation, what is the relevance of an irrigation, what are the different irrigation projects in our country, those things we'll discuss here. Land reforms in our country we'll be discussing here. Okay, then biodiversity aspects like the biosphere reserves, the wildlife sanctuaries, national parks, all those points we will be discussing here. Then infrastructure matters like the energy, ports, roads, airports, railways, etc. we'll be discussing here. Then comes the disasters. Now the landslide happened, that is a disaster. We have a basic study about what is the landslide, how landslide occurs, what are the reasons for it, how the mitigation measures happen, and how we can actually manage this. That is, disaster management force is there. And who is responsible for disaster management when it is happening in a particular district collector, right? So disaster management force, all those things we will study. And apart from that, we have security aspects. What is our military? What are the different organs in our military? Like the Army, Navy, Air Force. What are paramilitary forces? The BSF, CRPF, Indo-Tibetan Force, Assam Rifles, etc. What are their functions? And what are our security issues? What are the land issues we having? What are the maritime issues? That is the issues that we are facing in the sea, in the water bodies. What are the maritime issues we are actually having? What are the airspace issues we are actually having? All those points we'll discuss in here. What is Naxalism? What is the cross-border terrorism? Okay, what is extremism? All those points we will have an idea. Okay, so from this General Studies 3 paper. Now coming to General Studies 4 paper, like I already told you, as a civil service officer, your job is what? To serve the people, right? And you should not be engaging in any kind of corrupt activities. You should have the ethics, right? You should have the right attitude and the right mindset. You should have emotional intelligence, okay? And all these things are really important for good governance in the country. And all those aspects, the key values that we need, the human values that we need, will be studied in this particular paper. Okay, so UPSC is not only training you to understand the information, general knowledge, they are also equipping you to behave like a better civil service officer, right? You need to, what are the qualifications or the qualities that you need? What are the values you need to possess as a civil service officer? All those training you are actually getting when you are preparing itself. And after you prepare and after you get into the rank, in the training also you will get this. Right, 1 year training will be there, no? So that time also you will get all these kinds of education knowledge. Okay, so that's about the 4 important papers, that is General Studies 1, General Studies 2, General Studies 3, General Studies 4. Okay, so what you need to do is try to read this syllabus. Okay, and if possible, that's the best thing that you can do in your near your study table. No, take the printout of this. Okay, this syllabus and paste it wherever you are actually studying. Just paste it so that every day at least you will look at these things. Okay, at least you will look at these things. So that is very, very important. If you don't understand the syllabus, you will study everything. Whatever you get, you will study. But if you understand the thing, you can actually choose what is needed and what is not needed. Clear?